Hey y'all, it's Gypsy. I swear I was about to be like, guys, welcome to Fun with Ginu. Because I'm sitting here eating this brownie that my son made for me. He is straight up, he be baking, okay? He be baking, alright? And it be tasting so banging. Like it tastes like something you bought at a real ass bakery. Because Ginu can bake. He looks at baking the same way he looks at art. Like it's like he's just being creative, you know? I am having fun with Ginu. Yeah, but definitely follow him on Instagram at Fun with Ginu. And another little hack for you guys who are new to collecting. This is a way to store some of your dolls where you can kind of have them on display but also put away at the same time. Half and half. I just use one of these clear door organizer things that people usually put like shoes inside of, and I was able to fit 2 dolls comfortably into the slot. In fact, I like it better with 2 dolls instead of 1, because when you just have the 1 doll, she seems really awkward in there and almost like she's like leaning too far forward, almost like she's gonna fall out. So I don't really like having just 1 doll in these slots, at least for the size slots that I have. But depending on what you purchase, it's gonna be a little bit different. So I think I can actually fit 3 dolls in each slot. There's enough space for 3, but it will probably just look really crowded if there were 3. So I don't need to put 3 in there just now, but I decided to just go with 2, and then I can at least have them back to back and facing forward so I can look at their faces. This is how I am storing some of my dolls right now. I just thought I would share that with you guys for some ideas if you guys need to figure out how to condense your doll space. This may be a way for you to do that. And even though this thing connects to your door, okay, there are holes on the top that you can use to put this thing on. Like you can hook it up with the holes, right? So if you have a wall that is clear, you don't have a lot of stuff up on your wall, I think that you could probably attach thumbtacks or nails to your wall and line them up so you can fit multiple racks like this, multiple sleeves, whatever you call this. I don't know what you call this, you guys, but whatever this thing is that I'm using, this plastic thing, you can put like 5 or 6 of them back to back right next to each other on a wall. So your entire wall could be covered with your dolls if you don't want to just limit yourself to your doors. This is just the convenient default way that it comes, of course, but you gotta think outside the box sometimes, y'all. So I'm trying to give you guys some creative pointers on how you can store your dolls and still look at them and, you know, save space and not be infringing on everyone's space in your house, okay? I'll have more dolling tips like this for you guys who are new to collecting, or maybe even veteran collectors like me who are just like, bruh, I'm running out of room. What do I do? Screw these shelves, okay? They take up a lot of space and they cost a lot of money. These things, I think this thing was like 10 bucks or less. I've even gotten them for $3 on clearance at Walmart before. So that's what I recommend. I think that would be a great idea. And you can also hold other things in here like your doll's clothing and different supplies and things like that. All kinds of stuff. So this is a great way for you to save some space and it's not an eyesore. So a lot of you guys follow us on Instagram, and there you will see more pictures of our individual dolls posted that we don't always have in our videos for whatever reasons. Some years ago, I posted a video tutorial on how I extract the teeth from my dolls whose big gaping smiles I don't like. And then I shared that process with you guys, and a lot of you guys benefited greatly from that tutorial. So I appreciate those of you who watched, and make sure you are sharing those videos with your fellow doll collectors in your social media platforms and groups, because other people can benefit from this. Now, I just wanted to show you guys a close-up of some of these dolls that I have already done this process with, and so you can get an idea of like what the finished product looks like, what purpose there even is to do something like this. So a lot of these dolls come with these huge smiles that Mattel likes to give them, where they're showing every tooth in their mouth, and those smiles creep me the heck out, especially on the black dolls. For some reason they just love doing this with the black dolls the most, right? So some of these faces I really adored, but I was like, ew, the smile, gross. So I had to take the teeth out and close up their mouths so that they were not showing them. This is how Genesis turned out. She's an original Made to Move yellow top doll, and she is the only yellow top that I currently have on her original Made to Move body with all of her body joints. And you can see even up close, it's very difficult to tell that she ever had any teeth, or that there's anything been done to her face to make her mouth closed. I think I did slightly repaint her lips. I'm not sure the extent to which I went. I can tell that I did repaint it, and she has a little bit of a mole right on top of her lip. This is Darwin. He's a Fashionista's doll originally, and I'm going to try and give you guys the original dolls' names if I can't remember them up on the screen, so make sure you're paying attention to the text. And don't you just love his shirt? This is a graphic that my son made, jointed with those Made to Move joints for my dollies that we put onto this shirt for him to wear. Gino is doing a lot of designs that I'm asking him for specifically for the dolls, not even just for us to wear. Make sure you're paying attention to our updates, because as soon as those clothing are available for the dolls, I'm going to give you guys the link to where you can go and buy those for your own dolls so they can match our dolls. Darwin was definitely had like a huge gaping smile, like you know how they do Steven. He'd be having the worst smiles. I also changed the color of his lips. I think that when I did his procedure, this look was temporary. I believe I intended on going back and kind of finishing him up with some refined last touches, but I didn't get a chance to do that yet. It's so hard to tell that he used to have teeth. So here's another one, and she's the same sculpt as Genesis, and this one is Nyla. She is also a fashionista that I put onto a Made to Move body, and she is wearing a BMR 1959 dolls clothing because it seems like it's the perfect coverage for a Muslima, so I thought that would be cute for her. And then she always got her hair covered up. She does not take off her hijab in public. I don't have any pictures of this doll since wearing the hijab of her showing her hair. She chooses to wear hijab. One of the things that I think are a huge misconception for people when they see Muslim women is that they believe that they are oppressed and that they're being forced to cover up, which is totally untrue. If you force a Muslim woman to cover herself, it actually negates the entire purpose of her wearing her hijab. So it doesn't make sense for anybody to do that. Now, I'm not saying some people aren't oppressed. Yes, some people are, but that's not because their religion is oppressing them. It's because people are oppressing them and using the religion as their excuse. There is a difference. So most women who you see covered like this, just walking around outside, don't feel bad for them. There's nothing wrong with them. Those women choose to cover themselves. It empowers them to come outside and not be gawked at by people in a very offensive sexual manner. So that's why they cover themselves that way. They don't want to be bothered by people just disrespecting them and catcalling them all the time. And for them, we seem like we're oppressed because we feel so obligated to just come outside and show everything in the name of girl power, which is ridiculous. But that's how a lot of Western women look at things. Like, I'm free to walk outside in my booty shorts. Leave me alone, you know? But they don't want to look at another woman the same way if she's empowering herself by choosing to cover herself. That's part of the reason why I never take the hijab off of this doll, to represent that culture and to pay respect to that culture, because, man, it ain't easy. I don't know how they do it because I do not have I'm so hot-blooded. Like, I get hot flashes all the time. I don't even know how they can handle being in their scarves all day, covered up. If I could be a nudist, like, I would. If I could get away with that, I totally would. I hate materials on my skin, but I blame my Asperger's for that. So, yeah, let's respect other people's cultures and not just judge them, because that's no different than thinking that a black person's a thug because they're black. That's stupid. This is Zaina, and she is also a Muslim girl from Jordan, but she chooses to not cover her hair, so that's why I am able to show her hair and whatever other body parts that she doesn't mind showing. She has originally she was a Oklahoma University cheerleader doll, and I thought she was so adorable, so beautiful. I needed to have this head sculpt in my collection. She's the only one that I have with this face sculpt. Her lips were open. She didn't have a huge smile, but at the time when I got this doll, I wasn't a fan of the smile. So I did end up closing the mouth, and I don't regret it at all. She's actually one of my favorite dolls in my collection. I love her so much better with her lips closed, and she just looks so like calm and serene and friendly, and I really love that about this doll. I think she's so pretty. To me, she looks like a real person. Like, she looks like a real girl. She doesn't look like crazy cartoony. So that's one of the things I really like about this doll, which a lot of the dolls that I have that have like a Caucasian type of skin tone, I think I'm more drawn to Caucasian toned dolls that look very similar to real people rather. But this is the one that I want to show you where her face kind of changed its vibe, I guess, once I closed the lips. So originally, she is the Carnival doll, which of course had a huge, wide smile. So her original head sculpt is the same as this doll's here. My FAO Shorts Toy Soldier Barbie, and she has the Carnival head sculpt, aka Leanne Rimes head sculpt, and they both had the same smile. The reason that I'm saying that her face kind of changed the vibe is because once you can't see the teeth on this smile, I don't know what it is, but I feel like Carnival doll, she has like a very signature smile. It's like you either love it or you hate it with the sculpt, you know? And this particular version of this doll, this is my favorite version of her. And I love the way she is already, just like with the side glancing eyes. She's looking to the side and up at the same time, which is what I love about this look. She just looks so innocent and cute. The word that I always think of when I look at her is like, she looks very playful. And it's not in like a naughty, mischievous kind of a way. It's just in a very innocent, fun kind of a way. And I love the spirit of this look. So I keep her head exactly the way that she came. But because I am a big fan of that sculpt, I ordered this doll in the brown skin tone, and I said, well, I'm gonna try it out on her because I can't bring myself to do it with this one. I just love the way she looks so much. And if I had a second one, then I would have, but this doll is kind of hard to get now, so when I got her, I was just like, I'm good with this. So this doll, Elise, I did end up doing that with her, and I think that it suits her to not have the teeth showing. I feel like her whole face just looked really big with her mouth open, but it does make the vibe of the doll very different from the way that she came with this playful looking smile. Whereas Elise does not have side glancing eyes, so that also adds a little bit to how like the vibe of the doll is a little different. But she just seemed a little more mature to me, so I took out the teeth for her, and she's still wearing her original lipstick. I didn't repaint her lips. I simply extracted the teeth and closed her mouth, which if you do this properly, you don't necessarily have to repaint the mouth or touch it up in any way. You can literally just close it and keep it moving. So I just want to show you guys that some dolls I did repaint, but some of them I did not. The same with Eviana here. She is a star doll, and she did come with teeth showing. Her teeth were not that bad either, but I really love this face sculpt. I think she's so pretty, and I felt like her teeth being open really distracted me from focusing on her face and the features that she has. So I did close her mouth, and I think hers is one of the really good ones that turned out almost perfect because I did not have to repaint her lips at all, and her lips just seem very seamless the way that they were closed. This is the thing, guys, when you're closing the doll's mouth, you know, you want to be holding the doll's head like this and squishing it down as far as you can get it, and just holding it, pressing it down. And then when you finally let go after the allotted time and the glue is dry, then this is what you end up with. And I have yet to do this to a doll and then not like the results afterwards. I have not. I've done this so many times already, and every single time I'm like, yep, much better. Is the way I feel like the doll should have came. And then lastly, I wanted to give you guys a closer look at the twins. So this one here is Reagan. Don't worry, I know her hair is a hot mess. I have to spruce my dolls back up because I'm just starting to take them out of storage, kind of. If you look closely, you can see them side by side that they do not have the exact same shape lips. So these two, when I did close their lips up and they still had their original makeup on, I felt like they were just too identical and hard to tell apart. And I like to do subtle differences between them so that at a glance they still look like twins, but if you carefully look at them, you will see that there are differences, so you can tell them apart. So these two are the same doll originally. However, both of them have been rebodied. One is on a curvy made to move body, and the other one is on a regular purple top body. They both have the purple top skin complexion. One of them actually has more pronounced freckles, which is Reagan here. And these two dolls originally came like this. They came with one doll having darker freckles than the other, and one doll having more curly hair than the other. Reagan's curls are very defined. They're very plush. They're very big. And if you look at Sierra's curls, it's more stiff. It's more loose, like they're more relaxed looking. And she actually has some kind of gel in her hair that the doll originally came with. I didn't wash it out. I just braided up all of her hair with the gel still in it. So it's very stiff, but I don't remember why I didn't wash the hair out, but this one didn't have any gel in her hair. So, you know, Mattel does this sometimes, you guys. I think one doll I found in store and the other one I found online, and the original doll that I ordered was online, which was Sierra, and she did not have the big bushy hair. But in the promo pictures, she did have the big bushy hair. So I was like, wait a minute, is this the same doll? Like, what's going on? And I realized that there were two different versions of her. When I went to a store and saw this version with the big hair, I was like, nope, I gotta get it, because the one that I wanted was the one with the big hair. But I really liked both of them, and this is the only version of the Nikki face that I actually like, that I consider like a part of my actual A-list in my collection. The other Nickies that I have, I don't like them. Like, I have more than one of them. Probably I bought them because they had articulated bodies at the time, or they had really good outfits that I liked. But the doll itself, I don't like Nikki's head sculpt. I don't know what it is. Her face just looks really weird to me. Like, just looks very bizarre to me. And they were just overly, like, every freaking black doll that they were making at the time within this Life in the Dreamhouse series was really big, were Nikki's. So I was just tired of them, you know? But I fell in love with these two because of the skin tone, this white complexion with this face. For some reason, the combination just worked for me, and I really liked her like this. So these two I had to have. And then I basically just left Reagan's hair the way that it already was. She just basically needs to have like a nice boil wash and get it spruced a little bit. But her hair was perfect just the way that it came. And then because Sierra's hair was not quite like that, that's why I just braided it up so that the curls would not get in my way. And I think the gel in the hair, I must have left the gel in because I thought that the gel was going to help to lock her braids in place, because I didn't braid them all the way down to the ends. So you'll see that the curls are still there and the ends only halfway braided. So I think that's why I left the gel in. I made their lips slightly different in shape because I do want to be able to tell them apart with more than just their hairstyles, because sometimes I think I was taking these braids in and out of the hair. Like, sometimes they'd be in, sometimes they'd be out, depending on how I wanted to style her. She's got her brighter, more clear freckles, and her lips are slightly larger, and then she has the watered down freckles. You can kind of barely even see them, and her lips are thinner. And I also changed their eyebrow shapes. No, it's really hard to tell, and hers are actually thinned out compared to hers. This is her original eyebrows, and then this one I thinned them out. So those are the major differences for those of you who wanted a little bit more in-depth look at these guys. And Reagan, she's wearing her butterfly necklace that our friend Debs from Texas sent with a little goodie package of a bunch of different things that she had crafted, she and her friend actually. And I thought that the butterfly necklace would be so cute on Reagan. And so that's her necklace. She never takes it off. But that's just my little way of remembering. Devs, I love it when our subscribers send us little gifts. Even if it's not like necessarily a doll. I do have some dolls that my subscribers sent to me. But not even just so much the doll. Like some of you guys sent us clothing, props, goodies. And the reason why I love to have those things is because I feel like I have a little piece of you guys with me all the time. Like a reminder of, yeah, there are people out there who are just like me and they totally get this hobby and they are down with it. You know, I don't have to prove myself and explain how I'm not crazy to you guys. So I just love that, and I love having those little reminders, even if it's only a little scarf. Over here in my Dollyverse, they are high priority items, okay? Thankfully, this guy who I recently picked up, he was the only one at the store that I saw, and he's got this little baggie that he comes in, which I think is kind of cool. And just this one little plastic thing that you got to get rid of. This dude, I think he's so handsome, and he's got rooted hair on the top and no flocking, which is great. And his face, his face is just handsome. But he's the same skin tone as Yellow Top, which means that I need to have that skin tone male body for him, which are like so hard to get, you guys. So freaking hard to get. I only had 2 in my collection, and I think I lost one of them during my move. I'm pretty much assed out right now as far as a body donor for him, so I gotta figure something else out. And thankfully, his lips are already closed. Hello. Go follow us on Instagram. Check out our merch shop so you can get first dibs on some of the coolest designs that Gino have been coming up with for us, as well as for our dollies. And you can kind of get an idea of what he's going to be putting on the dolls' clothes by checking out the merch shop, where you're getting basically a sneak peek at all of the designs that he's been working on. So make sure you go ahead and click on the links so you can take you over to the merch shop. Pedro over here, he's wearing the Slick and Gordy shirt that is really MC Smack 'em Ups, but he's borrowing it for right now. And that's one of Gino's graphics. It's his take on Rick and Morty as Run DMC rap stars. And then this doll with a unicorn on her shirt, that's also one of Gino's graphics. And the same for these two here. And he's wearing that Grail shirt, and that is one of the designs that my son made for me specifically so I could put them onto my Grail dolls. I can just revel in their beauty. Okay, that's how we gotta do it sometimes, y'all. Alright, well that's it for today. I'll see you guys later. My name's Gypsy. Make sure you're subscribed and turn on your notifications. Talk to you later. Have a dolly day. Been hurt before, I won't do it again. No, no. I wanna believe you, but doubt settles in. Listen, we were meant to be, so you're telling me